You all know Seahawk is the mascot for UNCW. And as you can see, the title of our strategic plan is Soar Higher. And I want to remind you, it is more than a tagline. It is a mindset for all faculty, staff, students, community members, donors at UNCW. This is where we started in 1947, established as a teaching college for veterans coming back from World War. It is now a nationally and internationally renowned academic institution. A lot of timelines and key moments in history. There are a lot of fantastic milestones in UNCW's history. But what made it really possible for UNCW to thrive and be what it is today is people like you in this room and others that came before you, supporting UNCW to make it what it is today. It is an amazing institution. For that, I'm very, very grateful. This is where we are today. It is a thriving institution, 650 acres, 170 academic buildings, nearly 19,000 students strong. We are very, very involved in the community. We work very closely, whether it is with the business community, the city council, the county commission, the chamber of commerce, name it. We work with every non-for-profit corporations, etc. But my personal motto, as much as I'm pleased with where UNCW is, pleased but not satisfied with where UNCW is and what we could be doing collectively to elevate this community. There are many reasons why UNCW is great for this area. This community and the state has invested in UNCW, and UNCW has given back to this community. Our very own economist, Dr. Mushin Gutabi, did a region economic impact study of what UNCW means for this region, this five-county region. It's $1.6 billion worth of economic impact for this five-county region, and $3.2 billion of economic impact of UNCW for the state. So investment in UNCW is a win for the state and this community. I am very, very grateful for the legislature, this community for investing in UNCW, and I hope you feel that UNCW is giving back to all of you directly and indirectly. 2 years ago, we talked about the UNCW has embarked on a 10-year strategic plan. It is the roadmap as to what kind of things we want to be doing and where is UNCW going over the next 10 years. And we want to make sure that we remember what those pillars are. As you can see, those things, I'm not going to talk about it, but it is about people. It is about academic programs. It is about partnerships. And it is about streamlining processes. We worked very closely with all of you in designing this. It's a truly bottom-up strategic plan. I talked to many of you in this room talking about what do you think this region needs? What kind of industries are emerging? What kind of needs are there in various industries? And is UNCW poised and prepared to create those academic programs and graduate students with the right skill sets? I'm very, very thankful. It is a strategic plan that we are very proud of. I'll talk a little bit more about the details. The goal is to make sure that we are preparing educated and trained workforce so that you all can hire students that are job ready. And we want to make sure that we are creating academic programs that align with your future needs. Not the ones you need today, but are we preparing students for the industries and jobs that are going to emerge over the next 10, 20 years or so. Of course, we couldn't have done all these things without significant investments from the state, as well as a lot of donors and philanthropists in this room. For example, we've started the first of its kind coastal engineering program at UNCW. And that is in collaboration with all the engineering firms in this town. At that time, then Chancellor Soaring, I was the dean back then, worked with all of you to create the coastal engineering program. Intelligence systems engineering program, software engineering program, etc. But with help from Dr. Yusuf Syed and Linda Syed, we started the PhD in pharmaceutical chemistry. As you know, I understand we have nearly 60 CROs or contract research organizations in this area, working with all of them to create a trained workforce. Pharmaceutical chemistry is an example of those kind of things. The Board of Governors have also approved, in addition to expansion of the healthcare programs like nursing, and I'll talk about that in a second, we also got approval to programs, high demand programs like the physician assistant. like physical therapy, nurse anesthesia. We already have the largest RN to BSN program in the state. With the expansion of the nursing program, I'll talk about in a bit, and all these healthcare programs that are much needed. Who knows what the next program will be and where we could go. I'd like to think that we'll have our own medical school in the future. Right? All these are enabled by fantastic colleges, amazing deans, amazing vice chancellors, and my cabinet members. I had the honor and privilege of working with some very, very talented people, many of you whom you know. Cameron School of Business, Health Sciences, Humanities, Social Science and the Arts, Engineering, Education, and so on. The research and innovation is also part of our DNA, enabled by a lot of these offices, as you can see on the screen. For example, UNCW was classified as a doctoral national high research activity institution in 2017. Benchmark is $5 million for grant money or more. Past year, I'm very pleased to say that UNCW faculty, staff, and students received in excess of $33 million in external grant monies. That is over $115 million over the last 5 years. Those are direct investments into this community, creating new knowledge, helping communities, helping businesses grow. And we are also very good at the arts and athletics, right? I know many of you come to various cultural events, whether it is a theater show, music, art show openings, as well as athletic events. Fresh off my mind, if there are any ECU fans or ECU grads, my apologies ahead of time. We were playing ECU at the basketball game yesterday. We were at ECU. Philip Rogers, the Chancellor, are good friends. We've been texting each other. I'm joking, saying, don't beat us up too bad. But he's been texting me back saying, God, you guys are really good. You're consistently high. We won very, very comfortably, 14 points, 15 points, something like that. But it's not necessarily about the game per se, whether it is a collective learning, whether it is a collective pride. When UNCW wins, we all win. Just this past weekend, we hosted the Live Oak Classic. A lot of people were there. But the gratifying thing was how many young children, young folks, and community members were there on campus. Right? It is a sense of the shared pride that we bring. With the support from state legislature and our legislative delegation, I'll talk about Senator Lee. I saw him somewhere here earlier. We were able to open state-of-the-art library. The last time the library was expanded was in mid-'80s when the student body was 6,000 students. With nearly 19,000 students was much needed help, and I'm very thrilled that the state and our legislative delegation were very supportive. It is the state-of-the-art library. It is not the library that you and I know of some time ago. Very high-tech, a lot of collaborative spaces and other things. But in addition to student use, it also has a lot of community spaces where we host community events and other things. So that is an example of what we as an institution want to do: connect with the community, bring the community back onto our campus, work with you all, and be a good partner. The one thing I want to spend a little bit of time is the New Hanover Healthcare Career Partnership. Last year, actually for the past 2 years or so, we've been working with a lot of individuals in this room, but in collaboration between UNCW, Cape Fear Community College, K-12 system, and the Wilmington Chamber of Commerce, working with all the healthcare providers in this area, we came up with a holistic way of creating a healthcare pipeline, or a talent pipeline. It is a multifaceted long-term initiative to address the long-term healthcare needs of this area. If COVID hasn't done anything, it exposed the deficiencies in the system. Beyond COVID, I know a lot of you try to go to a doctor's office or pick a doctor, pick a specialty. It takes a long time. The bottom line is, as a nation, it is an aging demographic, and the need is only going to get more, not less. And work with all these groups. We work with the New Hanover Community Endowment, and I'm very, very grateful to the New Hanover Community Endowment for their support. Collectively, they funded a good amount of money to expand the healthcare pipeline, focusing on the nursing. But all these things just doesn't affect the nursing. It also helps the physician assistant program or the PT program and others. In addition, Nawant and others have also contributed funds. I know the speakers after me will talk a lot about these things, but what we did was to create a full pipeline from high school, middle school, high school, all the way to four-year college, including the community college. That way we are ensuring that there's a pipeline of individual students that are interested in these healthcare areas that we can graduate and support this community. But having said that, I also want to warn people that it's not that you turn the spigot and all the individuals come out. It's going to take time. These are complex careers. It's going to take time, but the goal is over the next 5 years between all the partners, the nursing pipeline is going to be expanded by about 80%. UNCW is also breaking the mold of traditional academic pathways by embracing interdisciplinary studies and applied technologies. The idea is to make sure that students are engaged in applied learning, where they're taking the concepts and principles they're learning in a classroom, work with all of you through internships, through research, study abroad, applied learning, or high impact practices to create an engaged citizen where they are job ready in a lot of areas. For example, some of the key areas that we are focusing on right now, whether we like it or not, AI is going to permeate every single aspect of our life. Right? It already is, and we haven't seen anything yet. But AI is not just your cybersecurity, your phones, or banking and stuff, whether it is healthcare, whether it is any aspect of your life, it's going to permeate. But in addition to those things, there are other areas like film studies for this area, like hospitality and resort management, like education. Right? We are focusing a lot of these areas and making sure we are creating students that are work ready, are job ready. They graduate and they go into your businesses and industries and have a seamless transition. Blue economy is something that UNCW has always been very strong in. UNCW Marine Science program is one of the strongest programs in the state and widely recognized throughout the country. Whether it happens to be the surveying or monitoring and collecting samples at the deepest parts of the ocean, all the way to nanosatellites taking high-resolution images of coastal areas that helps in modeling the ecosystems, et cetera, and anywhere in between that includes the drugs from the sea. If you haven't gone to our Center for Marine Science campus in Myrtle Grove, I would encourage you all to see it. It is our pride and joy, crown jewel, an amazing place. When we had an open house a few weeks ago, there were like 1,200 plus people went there. It is an amazing place. So this is where we are. This is where we are, and what I'm going to talk next is where are we going. And all the academic programs that I talked about, whether it happens to be in healthcare, whether it happens to be in business, whether it happens to be technology, hospitality, resort management, education, how are we going to actualize all these programs, and how do we do it? The master plan has been in the works for about 10 years. Again, a lot of you have helped us think through what kind of infrastructure do we need. It is a very methodical process. What I wanted to highlight in this is some of the lighter areas are the existing buildings. Some of the darker colors are the new buildings. This is over the next 10 years. It includes expansion of academic buildings. It includes expansion of housing. It includes expansion of the physical infrastructure like roads and utilities. It includes athletic facilities, so on and so forth. It includes outdoor classrooms. What we have in mind is over the next 3 to 4 years, somewhere between $250 to $400 million of investment. Over the next 10 years, it's going to be a lot more. Many of you are familiar with Galloway. I know a lot of you went to school, stayed in Galloway Residence Hall. That was the first air-conditioned dorm in North Carolina. Unfortunately, we had to take it down after a little while, but don't worry, we are going to put up a new building there. It's going to be a 500-bed residence hall. Those are examples of things. Things that we have in mind include a welcome center, include a student success center, include renovation of Keenan Auditorium, includes expansion of Cameron School of Business, includes expansion of or creation of a health sciences building, integrated science and technology building. We are almost done with the renovation of our baseball stadium. Season is starting in January, things like that. As you're coming in from the north entrance to UNCW, a lot of times what you see is the parking lot, and you have the Keenan Auditorium. And if I were to put myself in the shoes of an individual coming onto the campus, the first thing that crosses my mind is, where do I go and where do I park? And if I park somewhere, will I get a ticket? Right. But putting ourselves in the shoes of a visitor, whether you happen to be a potential student, potential parent, a visitor, alum coming back to the campus, coming back and having a great entry point for a welcome center. You can see, this is what you see right now. From parking lots, it goes all the way. This could look like that. Imagine a student coming in and talking to admissions folks or student ambassadors about academic programs that we currently host. Imagine you're an alum coming back onto the campus and talking about how to engage with the campus and how to mentor and help other students, how to give back. Or for that matter, any individual coming onto the campus for a cultural event or a sporting event and so on and so forth. It's a great entry point. And Keenan Auditorium has been there for 50 years. It's a gorgeous facility 50 years ago. Needs a little bit of love, repairs, and renovations. But thankfully, the state has been very generous. I wanted to give a big shout out to Senator Lee. Michael, thank you so much for the state legislature. And I've said this to Senator Lee. Between the library, some of the projects that I'm talking about, the state legislature has been very generous, but it wouldn't happen without the support of individuals like Senator Lee. This Keenan Auditorium is going to get a $25 to $30 million renovation. So if you imagine the Welcome Center on one end, Keenan Auditorium, and the newly renovated library, that is the north entrance, right? You've already seen some pictures. If you haven't gone to the library, I would highly encourage you to go. It is a beautiful building. And coming to the athletics and the hospitality facilities, if you look at the south entrance on the other side, what you have is our Trask Coliseum for those of you who are familiar with the campus, Hanover Gym, etc. And you are familiar with the softball field and the track, right? Right now, a lot of the athletic facilities are scattered all over. Imagine an Olympic Village kind of concept, where facilities are co-located. For example, right now we are going through a consulting company to see how do we expand, renovate, or build a new arena, looking at the feasibility study of what we have and what we need and how do we get there. So that is the Trask Coliseum area. And when you think about the baseball stadium is, like I said, it's almost done. Softball stadium is great. But imagine a field house, etc., with tennis courts on one side, soccer fields, intramural fields, etc. But also imagine a hotel and a conference center where we have more meeting space that is centrally located in town, providing internships for our students in School of Business, Health Sciences, Communications, and the hospitality and resort management side. Not on the culinary side, but how do you run the business? How do you create the business? The proposed hotel conference center, if you're coming in the south entrance, something like this, where we provide an easy access to the campus, people stay. Imagine parents coming to visit their child, or individuals coming for a orientation or a campus visit, or all the athletes from other institutions coming onto the campus and staying there. Easy walk to the athletic facilities. And like I said, this is the field house that we hope to work with healthcare providers to provide support for athletes, etc. So this slide is really a rhetorical question. How far can we soar together in the future? The answer really is as far as Seahawks and the community want us to go. And I am very, very excited to be at UNCW at this point in time, because the future is really bright, and I am confident we'll soar higher. So thank you very much.